Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Light of Kriya Sangha. I'm Swami Adi Nada Nanda, and I'm going to tell you just a little bit about what my Swami name means because I'm endlessly curious about everybody else's Swami name. So Adi means primary or first, and Nada is the cosmic sound. So Adi Nada Nanda means that I'll find my bliss, my Ananda, in the primary cosmic sound of the universe, or the sound of Om. So let's start our meditation today with chanting Om 3 times, each of us with our eyes closed, focused on the sun center, the point between the eyebrows and the forehead. And you can do it at your own pace, but really take a deep breath in and really let the sound of Om reverberate through your body, and then sit in the silence after each one. And bringing the Holy Kriya lineage into our meditation today, honoring them, knowing they're here with us as we meditate and talk together. Om Shri Babaji Namaha. Om Shri Lahiri Mahashayaji Namaha. Om Shri Yuktaswarji Namaha. Om Shri Paramahansa Yogananda Ji Namaha. Om Shri Shali Ji Namaha. Om beloved Gurudev Kriyananda Ji Namaha. And all the Swamis, the disciples, the students of Kriyananda, we all bow to all of each other. Namaha. Now keep going with the prayer that Kriyananda gave us. May the infinite Lord of life and love and laughter bless you at this moment. May each cell of your being, every petal of your mind be touched, be healed, and be harmonized. May vim, vigor, and vitality be yours. May love and laughter be yours. May you truly find that which you seek, and may you find that which you seek swiftly and surely and most most harmoniously. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So today I'm going to talk about something you've probably heard hundreds of times. Your everyday life is your spiritual life, or your everyday life and your spiritual life are one and the same. But why is this phrase so important? Because this is where we're planted in this garden of God. So here we are in the garden of God. I had to have a background that was spring-like. It's not quite spring here, but I just want to have that feeling as we approach the spring equinox on March 20th that we're 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 vital, we're living, we're growing, we're coming back into a more beautiful and more vibrant life every day in our life. So the title of my talk today is Bloom Where You Are Planted, because here we are, we're planted in this beautiful garden of God. But sometimes we don't like where we're planted, right? So once upon a yogi time, a man enters a monastery and he's taken to see the abbot. The abbot said, "You understand the rules here, don't you? We have complete and utter silence. After a year, you'll come back to me, and then you may speak 2 words." The man agreed. After 1 year, he came back for his audience with the abbot, and he spoke his 2 words: bad food. The next year, he came to the abbot. His 2 words were hard bed. And the third year, he came before the abbot and said his 2 words: I quit. "Well, I'm not surprised," said the abbot. "All you've done here since you've gotten here is complain." So as you take in this wise story, think about, let's say, the last few weeks, and try to do a rough estimate of how many times you've complained about something, not just verbally, but in your own inner dialogue. So let's do it. Just close your eyes and take a few minutes just to think about this. Just a rough estimate. And you can open your eyes. This is how you bring your practice to everyday life. You take a key concept like santosha or contentment, and you use it as your measuring stick for a while, like a week or a month, just to be aware. But being aware of what you're doing it's difficult. It's a practice, but it's very rewarding. So santosha is contentment, but verbal contentment is just basically not complaining. If you want to think about mental contentment is not complaining in your head, because we can sometimes pat ourselves on the back on how good we're keeping quiet. But we can be very loud in our head, complaining or critiquing something we don't like. And just so you know, the physical level contentment is just having the ability to sit still. The only way to really exactly tell how much you have a guide, how much you're complaining, is to have a complaint fast. It's like fasting from food, only it's spending 24 hours not complaining. Yikes. I do. I try myself. I try over and over again to be a happy camper. And then something sets me off. The next thing I know, I'm talking back to a commercial on TV, or agreeing with somebody about how bad the weather is. It's just getting, we're just getting finished here in the Midwest from the oh no, it's snow type of ranting. And we're running into spring. So then we're in the rain complaint zone, right? So I'm sort of done complaining about my complaining, but I want you to be aware of it in your life. I know that I had a big, what do you call it? Satori. I had a Satori. We were on vacation. This is when the kids were young, and we always had our vacations. We were going somewhere across country in a car with the four of us and kids and hotels and or camping or something. And one day I realized that what I was hearing from the kids was the exact same thing I had just, exact same complaint that I had just verbalized. So as soon as I heard that, it was this lightning strike of insight. Oh, when I complain about something, it's affecting my microcosm of a world around me. That's what my kids are imitating. So I always make going on vacation the no complaint zone. The minute I walk out the door going on a trip, the kids are grown up now. They don't come with us on vacation. But just for me, for my own sake and for my husband's sake, I go like, okay, and I can do that. It's like the complaint fast that we were talking about. I can do that when I'm on vacation. I'm hyper aware, but then everyday life, it's not as easy. I'm just saying that verbal contentment, this not complaining, is a very powerful practice, very powerful. So here's a poem. It's from the Zen Buddhist teacher, Thich Nhat Hanh. It's a type of contentment meditation practice wrapped up in sort of a poem. So I'm going to say it and repeat it, and then you can do it on your own. But anyway, everybody close your eyes because you don't want anybody to, and we don't want anybody seeing us smile. We're going to be smiling. So close your eyes, and here's the poem. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Dwelling in the present moment, I know this is a wonderful moment. So I'm going to say that again. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Dwelling in the present moment, I know this is a wonderful moment. You don't have to have it memorized, but let's do a couple minutes of just breathing in, feeling calm, breathing out and smiling. And now that we're here in the moment, think about that using the practice of your everyday life to soften your karma. Because this is our training ground. This is our sandbox. Whether you think about Earth as the University of Life, or whether you think about it as the insane asylum of the solar system, you must bloom where you are planted. Give it everything. Bloom and grow and thrive wherever you are. A while back, I heard a woman tell a story about a class she was in college. One of the students complained to the professor that the class material was really, really hard. And the professor said back to her, if life were easy, we'd all be stupid. So we're learning, we're growing, we're changing, we're evolving. Oh my gosh, I just heard Swami Tejasananda talk about in a video that he posted online that the word evolution it was an enlightening word that really just came into our consciousness in the last couple of centuries at the very most. And because we're not just cycling and cycling and cycling through the same life over and over again, we're evolving upwards in a better and better in a spiral, an evolutionary spiral. So it's important to think about that, even if it seems like, oh yes, what was that commercial? Get up, I'm getting up to make the donuts. That commercial made me hungry, but regardless, every day we get up in the morning, thank goodness. And uh, and we're back in life again. So we're in this wondrous university of life, and we have the ability to learn and to grow. So we're living a miraculous life right now, this very moment. We're learning and we're growing. So I like to think about I'm going to call them the four C's, because this is how I'm thinking about some really different things to think about as you're working with everyday life. Everyday life. This is where we're at. This is I don't know how long you meditate for, but no matter how long you meditate for, you're going to get up and go back into regular everyday life. So the four C's are, the first one is consciousness. And these are just, how we use letters and stuff. This is how I try to remember what I'm supposed to be doing in my everyday life. But consciousness is absolutely the hardest one. And I don't know if it's because I'm older, but if I don't stay conscious, bad things happen. Just as I'm walking around the house and I get busy thinking about one thing, and then I'm in a room and I can't remember why I'm in that room, and then I'm backtracking. That's my natal Mercury retrograde. But I think with Mercury going retrograde tomorrow, I think we're all going to be in that, where if we're not conscious, we're going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, um, over and over again, because it's really hard to stay in the moment. It's our This is our what do you call it? Where the rubber meets the road, where we really have to keep doing that. I'm awake, I'm awake, I'm awake. What am I doing here? What am I supposed to be doing? All this stuff. But it's a challenge to be conscious of karma, because karma, Pranananda said this. I'm not making this up, okay? Karma is forgetfulness, and karma is our repetitive patterns also. But karma is forgetfulness. It's easy to forget what we're supposed to be doing. Yeah. I when I think about karma's forgetfulness, this isn't a once upon a yogi time. This is something happened to Marsha time. And it was this was a while back, quite a while back. I had a job where I was driving around the northwest suburbs, and I just read in the newspaper an article about this one suburb, and this one suburb had this one road, And on this one road, it was a speed trap. And the police car was in the same spot every day. So, well, that's a handy piece of information to know because I drove on that road every single day. I drove on that road. And I was even thinking about that as I started on my route around the traveling around the suburbs there. And I'm driving and I'm driving. And then all of a sudden, I realized that I was driving faster than the speed limit on that exact road, and I had just zoomed past the spot where the police car was. And I was conscious enough to know that it was entirely my fault. And I did get a ticket and I paid that ticket. I went like, I just, I went unconscious. Karma caught up with me. So I hope you know what I'm saying. The more, what I'm saying is, yeah, I was sad, but I was embarrassed, internally embarrassed because I knew it was a piece of information that I had, but I could not stay conscious enough in that moment. Karma caught me. So the more conscious you are in everyday life, and well, I don't want to say you have to be like nervous or hyper aware or whatever it is, but there's things where we can look at our life at the things that repeat. And this is where this whole practice of consciousness in everyday life can be very super helpful, because things do repeat. So our repeating daily irritation. Now, if you don't have a daily repeating irritation, you're in good shape, okay? But um, I've had some I've been able to release from, and some are still there. So you look at your life and you see where that smallest, and the reason I say smallest is because I think, or this is my methodology, I think it's really hard to work on the big stuff. If you say, I have this huge problem, this is tripping me up all the time. Well, you could start working there if you want. But the way that I look at it is like, let's see where the smallest thing is every day, because this is my school. This is my lesson. This is where I'm trying to see what I see. Be a Kriyananda called it being a spiritual scientist. We're experimenting with our life. So look at your life and see where the smallest repeating daily irritation is. So just think about it for a moment. I'm going to give you like a quiet time, sort of like scan through your life as your daily life. Where do you always get that itch to complain or those negative thoughts? And if you didn't think of any, just wait till you go through your day tomorrow and you'll probably find a couple of them. But I had one. I have them, but I know that I worked on one, and it was I don't want to say changed my life, but it did evolve my life in a way. And for me, it used to be washing the dishes because I don't want to say this is only a woman's thing, but after a while, I'm going like, I've been doing this every day for years. Why am I doing this? What is you know, maybe we should just get all paper plates. Whatever it was like, it wasn't like I was complaining out loud, but it was more like every time I went to do that one task, all the years of complaints would come up. I mean, this is the problem that complaining is like an anti-mantra. Like we're trying to say shanti, 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 or uh, whatever our mantra, whatever our mantra is. And then, but our complaints are like a mantra, and they're wearing a groove in our head like a record. And then all of a sudden we're playing that same record over and over again. So something simple like that. And then I had to do things like, for example, I had to refocus or reframe, people say sometimes. And I had to find something that I enjoyed about washing the dishes. And I know people have dishwashers and stuff, but I didn't have dishwasher for many years. So one of the first things that I thought was it just the warm I'm grateful for warm water. Think about all the people, in whether you're talking about back in the pioneer days or where people are cultures and countries where there isn't any like a hot water heater. So I started just by focusing on how much I enjoyed the warm water and how grateful I was for that. So that was the start, and I did other things. You can do other things like sing while you're doing a task. I mean, maybe not at work, maybe not if you're in like a cube farm and you don't want to sing to the other people around you, but you can chant internally. You can, as we often say, turn the reward over to God, turn the reward over to the divine, turn what you're doing, make it um, a karma yoga in a way. We think about doing karma yoga for like a organization or a guru or something like that. But karma yoga is just being able to turn the results of anything that you do, this is for you, this is my offering, this is for you. So there's all kinds of different ways to do that, but the 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 idea is to take the smallest thing and make a slight change. You're just moving a little bit. You're not transforming your life. You're not, maybe one day you'll go like, yay, I have a whole day of housework ahead of me. Yay, I have a whole day of accounting ahead of me. Yay, I have a whole day of, doing this task ahead of me. Or maybe you will. I mean, but it's just to, like, move that needle, move it a little bit. When you find you can move it a little bit, then you can move it more. And then all of a sudden you're going to that task and going like, oh, look how beautiful. I'm just still using my thing, but look how beautiful the kitchen looks when all the dishes are done. Look at how good I feel about that. Whatever it is, whatever your little irritation is, and often it isn't a thing. It can often be another person. And then you've got a lot of inner work to do, right? But um, if it's another person, the most important thing you can do is pray for them. And you can say you can say whatever you say to your Ishta Devata or however you pray, but like, I am really having a hard time with this person. Sometimes I don't exactly even know what to do. Please guide me, help me. What should I be doing? And use your meditation, some time in your meditation to bless that person, and do some time in your evening tarka to think about, how this can be, how you can move just that much to a different relationship, right? So karmas are repetitive patterns. So stay conscious. I'm trying to stay conscious here. Uh, so there's all different techniques to be more conscious. Some just meditation, watching your thoughts is a type of technique to increase your consciousness, increase your observation. Um, I know I'm not going to go into a long talk here about symbology, but you can watch life for symbols and events that come into your life, or just get messages from the license plates as you're driving. But be conscious. Life is always talking to you. Life talks to you continuously in all kinds of different ways. Everything's connected. We're all connected. Um, We're all like one thing, if you want to say it that way. We're all one. That's an Om thought. The oneness of the universe, the oneness. Another technique for observation is journaling every day. Another technique is dream journaling in the morning. And then Tarka, that I'm sure you've heard about before. But if you want to say it just simply, one simple thing with Tarka is just regularly look at what caused your emotional thermometer to rise, right? What was it today? Hey, maybe it was joyous, a joy emotion. That's great. And you can see what caused that. But if there was something that took you along a more Martian route, if you want to say it that way, what was it? Is it because then you're analyzing, in your evening reflection is, wow, how often do I get aggravated by this? Is it every single day? Oh my gosh, it is every single day. Or is it once a week? Or is it only when I see this person, or only when I get into this situation, or only when, the teacher gives me homework, or whatever it is. But look to see, and then you can in your Tarka, you can maybe think of a way, one little step towards, not towards fixing the situation. That's a whole different thing. That's like everyday problem solving. You're not looking for everyday, maybe you are looking for everyday problem solving, but what you're really looking for is internal release and change and evolution of that particular situation. So there might not be a solution. I mean, there might not be a what do you call it? The outside IRL. In real life, there might not be a solution, but there might be a I want to say a chakric solution. There might be a mental solution. There might be an evolutionary inner solution. Okay, so that was one of the C's. I only got to one C so far, which is consciousness. I put it first because I think it's the most important. Then the next C is compassion. And Venus just went retrograde, which means that Venus isn't working at its best. At its best, Venus is unselfish love. So we need to, in compassion, is that natural outpouring of empathy. It's a type of love, but it's also acceptance, accepting everybody as they are, and knowing this is hard, I think, knowing everybody is exactly in the right place in the right time that they're supposed to be at this moment. And whether you think so, in other words, whether your personality thinks so or not, everybody's doing the best they can in that moment. I learned that from Kriyananda, so I'm passing that along. So don't blame me if you don't agree with it. Everybody's doing the best they can in the moment that they're in. This is just something on the spiritual level. But I think with compassion, we need to understand that to give the compassion that you would to a child that's just learning to walk, because they get up and they fall down and they haven't failed, they're learning. And we give a child like that compassion. We don't try to fix their problem. We just go like, oh yes, look at them, they're learning and they're growing. And then before you know it, they're running around like crazy. So anyway, just be aware, more conscious of being compassionate, of being unselfish in your love to other people. So that's another C word. And then the third C, letter C, is creativity. We And creativity to me is equivalent to the mantra, to the phrase aham brahmasmi. Aham brahmasmi is we embody the creative principle. We are creative. We are, we're incredibly creative. We're so creative that it's scary, and some of us don't even want to face into our creativity because honestly, we have to say, when you're talking about creativity, we're saying, hey, we've created the life we're living today. And there's a lot of people who go like, no way, I would never have created that life. Never. And I would never create the life I'm in today. But we know, again, going back to karma, that whatever we've thought, whatever we've said, whatever our intentions were, whatever we put our energy into, that's what we've created today. That's where we're at. But it means that the good news is that the good news is this very moment, right from this very moment, you are creating your future life. And this is where you want to put your creative energy right now. And whether it's through visualization of what you want to achieve, whether it's affirming what you want to achieve, whether it's through mantra, which is wonderful technique because you're repeating, you're repeating, you're repeating, you're repeating. And that's super, super important. It's important to realize that it's not just artists that are creative. It's not just musicians that are creative. It's not just book writers that are creative. It's you. You are creative. You are creating your life, which is like your masterpiece. So let's keep working on that. And the fourth C, these are just, again, just keyword ways that I think about working with everyday life, is courage. And that's maybe a little harder to think about, but I do think about the serenity prayer, God give me the serenity to whatever it is, to change to change the things. So the last two lines are to change the things that you can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And I'm going to tell you my opinion right now, which is you can't change other people. That's my personal opinion. But the only thing that you can really change is yourself. Oh, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And like I said, the difference is work on yourself first, at least, but change the things you can. And sometimes well, I don't want to get too far off track, but like the courage to change the things that you can sometimes means smiling at somebody. Sometimes it means saying hello to somebody. Sometimes it means giving something to somebody, giving a gift. Sometimes it just means acknowledging a person exists. But sometimes that takes courage. It takes courage for all of us to like reach out, right? Oh God, I don't want to say get out of the box or whatever that phrase is, think outside the box. But we have to be able to, just like that little thing that we're trying to do with our everyday life, to move, to heal some daily irritation. We also want to think about expanding our horizons. And maybe we just do it just a little tiny bit, just by thinking a nice thought, thinking a good thought, thinking about how we want to help other people, whatever it is. Courage to change the things you can, courage. So it's consciousness, compassion, creativity, and courage. And sort of going back to the whole thing about your everyday life is your spiritual life. Pranananda always talked about the boat that had, that you have to row a boat with two oars, right? You're rowing, if you row the boat with one oar, all you're doing is like going around in a circle. So the two oars are meditation and your everyday life practice. I'd like to I'd like to take a moment and let's do a healing meditation that has to do with healing us, healing the world. And it's a really simple one. But if you wouldn't mind just closing your eyes, sitting with your back straight and your eyes closed. Unless you're listening to this recording and you're driving, don't close your eyes. But for those of us who are sitting here, back straight, eyes closed, and you're relaxing your body. Hopefully you're sort of relaxed. So we're not going to be too extended about this, but back straight, eyes closed, body relaxing, relaxing your feet, your toes, relaxing the ankles and your lower legs, relaxing your knees and your upper legs. Bringing that feeling of relaxation into the core of your body and into your back. Even though you're sitting upright, your back is at ease. The muscles that support your spine are very supportive, but they're also at ease and relaxed. Relax your hands, your fingers, relax your wrists and your forearms, your elbows and your upper arms relax. Relax across your shoulders. And then relaxing up your neck and into your face, relaxing your mouth, your cheeks, your eyes, your eyebrows, your forehead. And then feel that wave of relaxation coming across the top of your head and the back of your head. And then just be aware of your breath. Be aware of your breathing. And then become aware, use your powers of imagination, your visualization to visualize that with every breath, you're breathing in healing light. First, you're seeing healing light, and you can pick the color that you like, white or golden light or blue light, or if you want to be Venusian, you can pick pink light, whatever color that feels healing to you. Breathe that in. It's infinite. There's infinite healing, loving, compassionate light coming from the most divine, the most high place. And it's part of the prana that you're breathing in. It's part of the light you're breathing in. And you're feeling that light coming into your lungs as you breathe. And every breath, you feel it moving from your lungs, circulating into all different parts of your body. Light is filling your head. It's coming across your shoulders. It's moving out your arms, all the way down your arms into your fingertips. It's moving into the trunk of your body and all the way down your body, down your legs. Just as you're breathing, every breath, that light is permeating more and more down your legs, into your feet and your toes. And you're so incredibly filled with light that the light spills out to surround you in a beautiful aura of light. And with every breath, that aura gets a little more intensified, goes a little further out. That you're just sitting, relaxing, breathing, but seeing in your mind's eye the aura that light expanding out from you, that infinite light of life. It fills you and spills out from around you and spreads out. And so imagine that it's filling the entire room that you're sitting in. And then allow that light to go even further out. Imagine it filling every room of the building that you're in. If it's your house, just imagine your whole house filled with light. Just comfortably breathing light in and breathing light out. And your house, you're pulling your vision, so you're sort of visioning your house as though you were in the sky above your house, and you can see this light now. It's coming out from your house. It's just permeating out through the walls, and it's coming out to surround the entire house you're in a whole beautiful aura of light. And this is happening so easily. As you're sitting comfortably breathing, your whole house is surrounded by light. But the light, it keeps expanding, this healing, beautiful light, breathing in and breathing out. And so your mind's eye is above your house, but even higher in the sky, and you can see the light flowing out through your whole neighborhood. Your whole little area that you live in, your whole neighborhood that you are hopefully enjoying and living in, and just see that everything in that neighborhood, the houses, the trees, the people, are all surrounded by a beautiful aura of light. And then I want you to pull your awareness up higher and higher into the atmosphere, so that you're looking down almost like you're looking at a map, or you're looking like that blue marble picture that we've seen from space. And now you're seeing that healing light spreading out on the world map, so that first it's your city, your state, or the province, or the country. So it's your country, it's your continent, it's beyond that. And again, as you're out in space looking down at Earth, you see that that light is just flowing out to surround the entire globe of the Earth. But because the light is infinite, that beautiful healing light is going out from the Earth. It's surrounding every planet in our solar system and our beautiful sun. So along with the sun's light, there's this beautiful aura of healing light around our entire solar system and further out to our galaxy, all the galaxies and the universe, just as far as your imagination will allow you to go. And then I want you to, leaving that aura there, come back into your awareness of being at the center, sitting, breathing, being at the center of this beautiful light. And then being more aware of your body, coming back more into your conscious awareness of your body sitting on the floor, sitting in the chair, or wherever you are, and just feel that good feeling of knowing that you have sent out the most beautiful healing out into the universe. As you've received it from the divine, the healing light has spread out to everyone and everywhere. And so if you want, you can wiggle your fingers and toes a little bit just to come more into your own body. Just want to sum up, I guess, and remind you to use every opportunity that you have in your everyday life. Become good at dealing with all the little things, the stoplights and the bad drivers, sitting in a boring lecture, negative input, moments of anger, responses to commercials, all these little things. You will become the expert at finding the healing love of the universe and sending that out, sending that out, sending that out. Use the 2 oars to row the boat, your meditation and your daily life. And I'll finish with the prayer that I started with for you. May the infinite Lord of light and love and laughter bless you at this moment. May each cell of your being and every petal of your mind be touched, be healed, and be harmonized. May vigor and vitality be yours. May love and laughter be yours. And may you truly find that which you seek and find it swiftly, surely, and most harmoniously. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Tat Sat Om. Thank you all very much for being here today. Namaste.